get back in it and are on the verge of winning and then lose it like that?
Well, before the game, our message at the pregame was let's come back to the locker room having exhausted every ounce of energy. We're going to draw the line defensively, and we're not going to retreat. And what I told them was, that's what you did. So I know it's not on the scoreboard, and it's not a victory, but all we can do is control our effort and our energy. And to be in a game against a team that's that gifted offensively, with two of our leading scorers not performing to their standard, to me is definitely a step in the right direction with this group.
Talk about the energy and intensity. Blake, in the last 6 minutes, played well, and then there was a lot of, obviously, effort on his part. What did you see from him down the stretch?
My hopes are that that's who Blake is, from here on out. I think he showed flashes of that last season as a first-year guy. To have 14 rebounds, right? Double-double. If we can get that kind of performance from him, then we can get Isaac playing to the level that he's capable of playing, and other guys. Then we can take this on the road and we can compete.
The last shot by Boobie Miller, is that kind of what you expected? Did you expect SMU to put the ball in his hands as a veteran guy who's been through the ACC before?
Well, there were a couple of mistakes made down the stretch, and some of them are just experience mistakes. Boobie hit two. One was somewhat uncontested. We didn't beat the pin down after we cut him off as he tried to drive one-on-one. Those weren't designed plays. Those were broken plays that he just kind of put the ball up from. We contested it. I think Blake maybe tripped a little. I watch it. That's kind of what I saw. But from an effort standpoint, I think we were there, and it wasn't a wide-open look. So we'll watch the film, and we'll see. We'll see.
Ish had made 2 1-and-1s, 4 free throws down the stretch. Did you consider keeping him in there for that possession on which Tane got fouled?
No. Well, the goal was to put our best defensive group on the floor, most experienced kind of defensive group that was playing well. Tane is definitely part of that group, combined with one of our better free throw shooting groups. And Tane is definitely a part of that. Tane not making a free throw does not make him not be that. That's who he is. And if the situation was presented in front of me again, I would do the same exact thing, no question.
You mentioned Isaac's struggles. Do you think that was just missed shots? Was there anything that you thought maybe could have been done differently to get him better shots? Just what did you think of his performance?
I mean, I'll watch the film. We'll see what our screen quality was. I thought some of the shots were really open shots that he makes. Some of them, were off. Maybe he was a little tired. Maybe I played him too long. I'll take a look at that. But overall, I think he got some decent looks. I mean, we're encouraging him to shoot the ball more and to be aggressive, and don't know exactly how many shots he got today. He got up 9. He was 1 for 9. Rhodey was 1 for 9. We can talk about, Isaac, but, we got a pretty good performance from a group, and some of the young guys and experienced guys carried most of the load today.
You mentioned Rhodey's 1 for 9. He's coming off that illness at Stanford. How much was he able to practice this week?
He was physically there, and he was mentally there. Today he did a really good job of managing. I mean, our turnovers, are getting better. If Blake rebounds like that, our rebounding will get better. We're challenging guys to do certain things. I think Rhodey was feeling okay. I think he defended well. We had a couple of breakdowns in there at times, but I think he was okay. I do.
Ron, you did not have an offensive rebound the first 30 minutes of the game. Was it talked about? Because in the last 10 minutes, you guys really did crash the glass on the offensive end.
Well, in private, we're having some conversations about our rebounding, for sure. With the individuals whose roles are to do that, and we're going to play the guys that do their jobs out there. And It was something that has been definitely encouraged. We were disappointed in the effort on the offensive glass and definitely did a much better job in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Is there an element of still searching for the right combinations for you? I know we're far into it, but it feels like there's still some experimentation here.
No, there's no experimenting. This is, energy and effort. In my opinion, energy trumps any strategy. So as we start our games, we're going to play guys, and man, if the energy isn't there, then we got to put the guys on the floor that can carry the load of that. I thought today's energy was really, really good from most of the guys. I think we've settled in to what we want to do. We got some young guys that, depending on some matchups, will have to help us. I think Anthony Robinson was an example of that today. I think he did a good job. We're going to keep, kind of keeping it tight, and playing guys that bring a lot of energy, encouraging guys to do that.
Day was back in the starting lineup. What motivated that decision, and what did you think of his performance?
I think they did a really good job. As coaches, our responsibility is to try to put the right groups together on the floor, and sometimes you make a decision to either pull somebody out of a starting lineup, put somebody else in who was playing well, and then that individual doesn't perform as well as he did off the bench. The hopes are that you can get that level of contribution as a starter. It doesn't always happen. So we didn't get that with the change. So we went right back, to the original lineup that we had. It had nothing more to do than the production wasn't what we expected in the change.
Yeah, for Blake to have the effort he did against their 7'2" big man who's played well against you guys in these two games, what did you see that first of all, a challenge in performing that well against a 7'2" guy, and what did you see there?
Yeah, actually, I'm really proud of Blake today. His effort was fantastic. Even when he was tired, the guy doesn't only tower over him with inches, but he's also has tremendous amount of weight over him. I think he might be close to 270 or so. I mean, he's a load, and Blake battled, but so did Jacob. If we can continue to get that effort from Blake, I think Blake will enjoy, his second year, and I'm hoping that this is the turn for him. I'm going to encourage him to continue to do that for sure. Great question.
Ish hit that three-pointer that tied the game during the comeback. Is it fair to say that he's not really afraid of the moment? He doesn't look like it's too big for him out there.
He not only made the three, but then he made the clutch free throws. He did. I think Ish is one of those guys who has a tremendous amount of, competitive juice in him. I think he wants those moments. He's earned the opportunity to be out there via his practice efforts, and his commitment to his craft. He works so hard. I was thrilled, to see him out there. I'm hurting for the guys. I am, because I think that they deserve this one, especially after coming off the road, on a tough road trip and being able to muster the energy. I think the scout was right on point. We defended their actions. This is one of the leading, offensive teams in the country, if you just look at their numbers. And for us to hold them down to 54 points, hitting that last three, to me, that's the Virginia way, and if we can continue to get these guys to buy into that, I'll be unbelievably pleased, regardless of what the result is. This is about effort. This is about playing the right way. This is about committing to something. They boxed today, so I'm proud of them.
How do you make sure that, you said that you like the effort from the guys today, but how do you make sure that it doesn't snowball into a negative going forward for you guys?
Well, I can't make sure of anything. The only thing I can do is, bring a tremendous amount of energy every day. That there's not a single coach in the country that can make sure of, we can encourage, we can demand, we can teach, and that's all that we can do. We teach, we emphasize, we demand, and we encourage. And that's all our guys get every single day, regardless of what the scoreboard was. We're going to be unbelievably consistent with how we approach our team and how we demand excellence of the guys, you know. So I wish I could tell you that I can guarantee something. The only thing that's guaranteed right now is that the sun's going to come up tomorrow. I promise you that.
Thanks, Ron. Coach Enfield next, and then we'll have Blake and Ish.